If you're watching this, hello. There are probably two reasons why you clicked on this video. One, you're a close friend or family member, or the second one, and more likely reason, is that you love math, specifically number theory. And at the start of each year, I always do some research on the year that we head into numerically. So in this case, it's 2026, and I wanted to hop on today to talk about some quick facts about the number 2026. Namely, that it's an even, a composite number, specifically a semi-prime composite number, and it's a happy number. So let's get started. You obviously can tell that 2026 is even because it's divisible by 2, and we know this because the last digit, a 6, is divisible by 2. Specifically, it's divisible by 2 1,013 times, and if you calculate the prime factorization, you can see that the main factors of 2026 include 2, because 2 is a prime number, since only 1 and 2 divide by 2, and 1013 is a prime. Now you may be wondering, are you sure 1013 is a prime number? Well, there is actually a mathematical proof that will tell you so, and we can solve this by inspection. We only need to check primes up to the square root of 1013, and thanks to my calculator, I know it doesn't evenly divide, but it goes between 31 and 32. Specifically, 1013's square root is 31.83. So it's right between 31 and 32. So that means we need to check all the primes that are divisible up until 31. And since none of them are divisible, feel free to check. We know that the only factors of 2026 are 1, 2, 1013, and 2026. And there's a specific property of composite numbers who are divisible by 2 primes, and that is called a semi-prime, in the sense that they are getting a participation trophy for almost being prime, but they are yet still composite since they have factors other than 1 and the number itself. Other names for a semi-prime include almost prime or a 2 almost prime. So if a number is divisible by 3 primes, such as take 2 times 3 times 5, 30 is a 3 almost prime. So that is a unique property of 2026. Now, the main reason I made this video is to talk about the occurrence of happy numbers. History has it that a mathematician's daughter thought about a happy number and created a definition for it, and it has stuck. It's a really fringe mathematical concept, and it's more of for those people who are number nerds. But a happy number is a positive integer that converges to 1 when you sum up the squares of all the digits repeatedly. Now, what does this mean? Okay, so 2026 has 4 digits, and if we split up those digits into respective squares, we get 2 squared plus 0 squared plus 2 squared plus 6 squared, which sums to 44. Now you take that 44 and you square the individual digits. So 4 squared plus 4 squared, that's 32. And you continue this pattern until ultimately it converges to 1. Now you may be wondering, is this a unique quality? And the answer is yes. I would say so, yes. There are number trees you can look up online on which numbers are likely to converge, but as long as you don't get stuck in a loop of the same squares, for instance, if you get 11, you're stuck in a loop. If you get other numbers, you tend to get stuck in repetitions of unhappy numbers, one might say. But in this specific case, if I fast forward a bit, you see that 2026 is a happy number. So does that mean it's going to be a happy year? Perhaps. I hope so, and I hope the best for your 2026. And you might be wondering, okay, why is 2026 unique, or how does it compare to other years? Well, it has big shoes to follow because the previous year was 2025. And 2025 is unique because it is 45 squared, or if you simplify that even more, it's 3 to the 4th times 5 to the 2nd. 45 is a square year, and of course, mathematicians, number theorists, they love having square numbers. So 2025 was a unique year mathematically. However, 2025 was not a happy number. In fact, an opposite of a happy number is a sad or unhappy number. So if you had a tough year last year, you can blame it on it being an unhappy year. And you can do this math again by seeing that it will eventually loop. So you get caught in this circle where 61 and 16, if you take their squares, they're both 37. So you're stuck in this loop of 37 to 58 to 89. So 2025 is unhappy. Returning to a happier note, let's talk about 2026 and the unique properties that we found in today's session. For instance, it is even, which you might be saying, okay, well, every other number is even, so it is not that unique, but still divisible by 2. Humans are drawn to symmetry, and in a way, each even number is symmetrical since you can divide them in half. We also learned that 2026 is semi-prime and a happy number. In terms of how remarkable these properties are, we can look at the closest to 2026 in terms of numbers to see how rare or how common they are. I mean, with even numbers, you know the previous even year was 2024, and the next one will be 2028. Semi-prime, kind of unique because the last semi-prime was in 2021, and our next one will be in 2031, so 5 years from now. And with prime numbers, I would say prime years are rare. I mean, 2026 isn't prime, but for your information, the last prime year was 2017, and the next prime year will be next year, or 2027. So if 2026 is a happy year, then 2027 is a prime one. And you're in luck because 2029 is also a prime year. So this decade, in the 2020s, we have 2 prime years. Happy numbers are also quite rare. The last happy number was in 2019, which, oh my gosh, that was 7 years ago. That was a very interesting year. And the next one will be in 2030. So all this to say is I wish you a happy new year. I know some people look at horoscopes or astrology, but for all my number theorists out there, I hope this video resonates, and let me know what other videos you'd like to see in the upcoming happy year. Thanks.